Bada bing, bada boom. Social Informed Media.
This story comes to us from NBC4i.com. That's NBC number 4, letter I.com. We're going to Columbus, Ohio. Now remember, Columbus, Ohio, that's the police department where Andre Hill was shot and killed. The guy who was waiting, he was a house guest and he was waiting for the people to come home to let him in the house because he, I guess, got there early or something. And he was standing in the garage because it's wintertime in Columbus, Ohio, which means cold. And he had a cell phone, and somebody called, "There's a black man in my neighbor's garage." Remember, the police officer showed up, and when he came out with a cell phone going, "What's going on?" Boom, he got shot and killed. Why? Because he had something in his hand. That was Columbus, Ohio. Well, guess what? Columbus police officer who shot a man seen running away after a traffic stop Sunday was involved in a similar shooting just months earlier. Now here's a Columbus cop, 2 shootings in a few months time. Now they did release camera body footage of the incident. I may not have it here because, again, YouTube is just acting weird when you use video. I don't know, they're acting weird now all of a sudden. But about 3 p.m., officers stopped a car on the south side near the intersection of Stanley and Wilson Avenues. A man inside, 66-year-old Michael Cleveland, got out shortly after being approached and began running away. Officer Joshua Olinger gave chase, pulling his taser before dropping it and unholstering his gun. He shot at Cleveland multiple times. The footage shows Cleveland throwing something out of a pocket on his right side, which police said was a gun. Olinger fired his gun what sounded like 6 times. So the guy threw his gun, and then the cop goes, "Oh, that was a gun. He might have another one." Drops his taser and pulls his gun and shoots multiple times, I guess. I don't know. Chief Elaine Bryant said Cleveland was not wanted on any warrants, but that his driver's license was suspended. He's been charged with having weapons while under disability, meaning he wasn't allowed to be legally carrying for several possible reasons. Under disability, I don't know if that means because he has a suspended driver's license or is because he's disabled. He could run though, couldn't he? Olinger, a 5-year veteran of the department. This incident marks the second time he has been named as an officer in a shooting. In late August of this last year, Olinger shot a 17-year-old during a traffic stop after a teenager and an 18-year-old got out of the car and displayed handguns. The 17-year-old was in stable condition after the shooting, so he didn't kill him, thank God. Olinger is currently awaiting evaluation by a psychologist in connection to Sunday's shooting. Yeah, they're like, this dude shot twice in just a few months. He needs to have his head examined. So Bryant said Olinger was on leave for 89 days after the August shooting, a time frame that would have seen him return to service about late November. Now that was just over 2 months before this shooting. I don't know what I'm getting at. Cleveland, I'm sorry guys, it's early. Cleveland was taken to Grant Medical Center in serious condition, but later upgraded. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation was called and began its investigation. Bryant said those investigations can, in some cases, last up to 3 years. She cited the investigation for not answering certain questions, such as why Cleveland was pulled over. Yeah, why was he pulled over? It doesn't say. And it goes down from there. But I'm just kind of scanning here. Nobody knows why he was pulled over. They're putting here. They're not saying why he was pulled over. They're not saying why the officer threw his taser down and pulled his service weapon. If the guy threw his gun away, then okay, maybe he had to pull a handgun, but to just start shooting at the guy because he's running away from you? Well, he threw a gun, man. means he's deadly. But that's this cop's second shooting since August of last year, and he had a psych eval and was released back to duty in November. So he passed his psych eval, but then he shoots somebody else running away. A lot of questions here.